Oops. Come on. Oh. Hang on a minute. There we go. Got the microphone cord stuck behind the steering wheel. Okay. Positioned everything okay. Let's bring the joystick over. Oh, tug. Okay, what's that caught on? Well, not the steering wheel. Bear with me a second while I had a little bit of rearrangement of cabling behind the desk yesterday, and some things are a little bit tight right now. Might have to unplug the joystick and plug it back in again. I might plug it into the doobie on the desk if that's where it's not plugged in. So, actually, okay. Well, I'll figure that out later. We've managed to end up on the map screen. So let's come out of there. Okay, so. Doesn't look like the moisture is building up any, although we do have some very thick fog. This is our grass field. I do not have anything to remove that. I did have a go at removing all of that. That did not remove. We've taken out the rest of the trees, which is a good thing. Also, this field over here, I've removed a bunch of trees from that bottom tree line. So that's also a good thing. Actually, let's go here. Moisture 3.85, needs to be 18 to 22. Current yield 82.5, and the grass is growing. That would indicate stage 1 growth. Anyway, let's no, you can't run through the gate. You have to walk up to the doobie. Okay. So that's done. Out the back here, I have been churning up trees like crazy. And we now have access to the sheep field. Don't have anything to feed them yet. I also don't have a grass roller. We mulched out here somewhat. And that is our TTV6 Warrior, Series 6 Warrior. I do not have a water thing. I did. What have we been doing? I did play a little bit offline from last week, so we put a repair bay in there, which is probably a good thing. I pulled the grass bale off of the field. That is a mulcher. Yeah. I put the side panels on the truck, and that's the baler. That's the mower stuff. Don't think I put anything in here. Nope. Over here we have our class, we have a cultivator, 3 meter, and we also managed to pick this up in the store. The RV Shift Series 6, whatever it is, 6125C. So that's kind of handy. So should we pull those up and see what they actually do? How do we do that? There, vehicles. So we got the 500 or the 550, which is 165 horsepower. We've got the 6125 RV Shift, which is 136 horsepower. So that's our smallest tractor. And then we got the 6185, which is 183 horsepower. So that's our big tractor, at least for now. Now, if we go and look at the fields, we've got this sunflower field, which is not ready to harvest until next month. There is also this field of red things, red sugar beets in here and here. This field is cheap. We could afford it, but the canola has expired. We could... oh no, hold on. Is that canola? No, that is spinach. Spinach harvester's quite expensive. This stuff here is oats. That has expired, withered. So not worth buying that. That's not ready to harvest yet. This is ready to harvest. Do I want to buy 73 and harvest red beets? Now, it's not something we've actually involved ourselves with in the past, because it didn't play well with, what was it? It didn't play well with stuff. There seems to be a vast lack of for sale items. That's interesting. Something caused the sales to fail. I don't know. We're not going to worry about that for now. We've got what we need. So if we go down to vegetable harvesters, see, there's this thing here, 100 horsepower. Any of our tractors can pull it. So I could go and get that. It does have a little bit of a capacity, 5,500. These just drop on the ground, which would mean we'd need something to pick them up. At least I think they do. They might drop in boxes for all I know. Yeah, don't know. But my thought is I could afford to buy one of those. I can't afford to buy one of these, and spinach harvesters likewise are completely out of our price range. So I could buy that. I could buy that small field. We could harvest that and make a bit of money now. It's going to be a pain in the butt to harvest, and it may be the only time I actually harvest this stuff. Okay, and I could lease it. There's 5,000 to lease per work hour, 2,000 per work day, 1,000. Cost me 6,000. Let's lease it. I mean, that might be a false economy, because we could just... oh, we also should buy the field as well, I guess. But I'm finding I'm eating up this money way too fast, and we're barely holding our own. We're barely holding our own with the fields that we have, although selling grass is never very lucrative. Let's get it. Okay, so I am going to head down to the store. And we'll pick up that leased harvester. Then we'll just harvest red beets for that. I didn't shut that gate. Oops. Yeah, so I made a fair bit of money from chipping up the trees that I chopped down. So that's why we've kind of held our own. It covered our costs for the grass cutting, and mainly left us with Oh, and it covered the rental on the chipper. So that's fine for now, I think. It's a good job there's no traffic around here, because this would be a nightmare. As it is, we are going to be limited to 3-meter wide equipment, or equipment that folds up neatly. And I say that because the lanes down to our farm are way too tight for us to get 4-meter equipment down there, and I tried, it doesn't work. So the equipment limit, plus we have 183 horsepower. We probably can't afford a 4-meter seeder, or sorry, a 6-meter seeder. No, we don't have the horsepower, let's get it right, for a 6-meter seeder, and a 4-meter seeder won't fit down the road. So we're going to be limited to 3-meter seeders unless I can fly them out to the farm or take them sideways on a low loader. That's always a possibility, I guess, although low loaders probably ain't going to be too friendly around here either. Anyway, we've not done vegetable harvesting in the past, so this will be a whole new thing. Also, having issues with workers on the fields on this map. That's going to probably be a problem going forwards. I wonder if there's going to be a patch which could break the game save, and that won't be too much fun. Or we're going to have to wait for Courseplay to release before we can do a lot of jobs with workers. And it wasn't the headlands that was having problems. I actually managed to get the ploughed field cultivated with a 3-meter cultivator. I did 6 headlands. That was not a problem. The problem was the tractor either got stuck on the telephone poles, power lines, whatever they are running through our fields, and also ended up just reversing through hedges and halfway across the map, which also less than ideal. It usually got hung up on a barbed wire fence, and so there are going to be some issues there. I didn't want to go that way. Okay. I missed my turn. Now I might have completely messed this up. No. No. Fortunately, short wheelbase tractor. Highly manoeuvrable, and it looks like this harvester actually steers. So, good recovery. Not sure the Series 6 could have made that. Now, in all likelihood, it worked out quite nicely. The wood chips, while not best value, the best value offered for last month was the sell point just down the road from our farm. So it was a really quick turnaround to ship them down there. And 15 minutes. So ran a little bit late this morning. Mrs. Osa is out of town. I said that on Thursday stream. I think she thinks she's going to come back either Wednesday or Thursday this coming week. So that's fine. Did get my shipment through customs. So I can finish off that one there. I can finish off laying the cork down in the basement. Might do that today. And then after that I will need to get on with painting things. So that'll be fun. Okay, we do have diesel in the tank, so not gonna worry too much about that. And our red beets were in that field there, so nuts. Okay, entrance was midway down. So this is the closest sell point. So where convenient or where we need a quick turnaround, and considering the size of our truck, we can't hold a lot in it. Coming down here and just selling here is going to probably be the most convenient thing I can do. Anyway, let's go find that gate. Oh, double gate. Good, good, good. Probably gonna be in the way of harvesting, but I think we're allowed to drive on the beets even if... I guess we'll see now. Now this is a horrible work width. Ooh. Then get track sideways a bit. Actually, it's a horrible work width, but it's not as bad as the thing looks. We're probably going to have to run partly on the crop here, and then actually we're not producing a lot of stuff, but that might be because we don't have a very big working width. Still, I'll run around this way, and then I think to get the edge of the field I probably have to run round counterclockwise. Don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, thank you. So we can get close to the edge, but if... I don't know if this is a case of this is what the yield is going to be, or if this is a case of this is what the working width is going to allow the yield to be. Well, we might have to... never done these before. Like I said, we skipped out on vegetables in Farm Sim 19 because we were playing with precision farming, and vegetables didn't play well with precision farming. They may still not, but at least if everything's base game, precision farming will make an effort to work with some of the crops. And I might not do all of these. This is going to extend way past the end of this episode. I should bump us up to 3 times speed, since we're now actually in the process. But then the idea will be, we'll get as much of this done as we can. I've got day 3, day 4, so no big deal there. And if I don't get the entire field harvested, I'm not going to view that as too much of a penalty. Basically, we're going to make some money from the crop that's in the field, and that's fine. All of this is effectively, this is bonus yield. We've leased the harvester, so that is what it is. And then we'll give that back. Any crop that we can't get harvested, well, it's unfortunate, but I'm not necessarily relying on the crop being there. I mean, obviously we're not playing with precision farming, so we're not chasing the the environmental bonus that usually comes with that. And so this is almost like, well, instead of, I could do the contract and get paid for doing the contract. I don't think there was a contract for this, by the way. Or I can just buy the field and harvest it and get the money that way. Well, we're buying the field and we're harvesting it, but we're going to keep it, because I think we are going to struggle if I don't have a lot of productive land. We had one field that had no crop on it, so that is what it is. But we can get that planted and harvest that next year. We got the field of sunflowers. I'm not planning on being a sunflower farmer, but you know, it's a crop. We can harvest it, we can get paid for it. That is absolutely fine. And then after that, we can worry about what goes on in the world later. Okay, going to go around second time. It's good that you can drive over these crops and not kill them. Sugar beets you have to head. Potatoes you have to head, and you never know, we might get to sugar beets or potatoes later. But for right now, I am all fine with we'll buy a field, we'll harvest what's on it, we'll take the hit of, was it fertilised, was it limed, was it ploughed, all of the penalties and bonuses. Does it have bad plants, weeds on it, all those things, anything that affects the yield. Not going to fuss too much about all of that. We're just going to buy a field so that we can take the harvest, make a little bit of money return from having the field, and then we worry about everything else later. This is actually quite a good tractor for this this field. So I don't think I put narrow tyres on anything. Oh, we're full. Okay, so if we do that, let's drive across the field because, hey, why not? Like I said, we've got some small tractors with some small stuff. Alright, let's go find our truck. I'm hoping that it's not too tall for the harvester. And I might put a vehicle washer in here somewhere. No, it's sunny. Sunny but foggy. Hopefully that's close enough. Well, that works. Oops. Okay, red beets, where do they go? No. Okay. That one. Prices. Red beets, okay. Garden centre. So the Cartwell grain elevator, Ridgeway Goods. What's this one down here? Ridgeway Goods. Good. Okay. So back to Red Beets. Ridgeway Goods is 220. That's 223. I'm going with Ridgeway Goods. The price is average. I'm not going to save anything for best prices. We're just going to ship all these down. The money we get off the field is the money we get off the field, but it's money. And we're still figuring out the harvester that we want for sunflowers. I might need to get a bigger harvester. Push that one. Yes. Okay, what's the value of a truckload? $1,200 per truck. Okay. Well, I guess that's a thing. So I'm going to drive this down to the farm and then park it up right next to the fence there again. Once the headland's done sufficiently, I can open those gates and then just run the truck into the edge of the field instead. Then I don't have to turn around, I can just drive into the field, unload and drive away. So let's do that right about there. Turn that off and left the engine running. Okay. Remember that. And I am going to start going backwards on headlands.